lots of different things. I guess the main two things I do is I work for Sunderland Music City and Sunderland AFC. So with Sunderland Music City, we're trying to get Sunderland established as a music city internationally in status. There's lots of work and research and connectivity, kind of networking has to go on with that kind of side of my job. On a weekend, I get to pretend I'm a commentator for Sunderland AFC. I've worked for Sunderland AFC for a number of years now, doing all sorts of things from the concerts all the way through to some media duties and even announcing inside the stadium as well. The philosophy we always had when we were in the band as well, so we would always take a young up and coming band on tour with us. One of the kind of fundamental foundations of the initial Pop Rec store as well when we set it up was that it should be a stage where everyone has access to and anyone can ask to play a gig there, and it's a kind of philosophy which is still going and an ethos which still is here with Pop Recs as well, through various different organisations and groups and that kind of thing now. But Sunderland Music City is all about the development and encouragement of emerging talent and those initial first steps as well, getting instruments in hands of children who have never had access to instruments before, maybe just exposing them to different types of music as well, and who knows where that might go. Music's so powerful, and if you fall in love with music, it can change your life really. So yeah, it's amazingly important to make sure that people come through have accessibility and also encouragement from people who've gone before them. Music. I think I'll be most proud if we get there in status next year as a music city. So early next year, the first quarter of next year, we're going to apply to be part of the Music Cities network, which would immediately mean that we are a music city. We would join cities like Berlin, Hamburg, Aarhus, Bergen, Copenhagen, Valencia, Reykjavik, and Manchester, which is the only music city in the UK with the Music Cities network, in the European network. So we would join them cities immediately. Sunderland would be recognised internationally as a music city, and I think that would be the most proud moment, I think. But we're not there yet, there's lots of work to do. I mean, when I first started going to gigs around Sunderland, they were normally in function rooms of pubs, even like cricket clubs and things like that. You'd be lucky if there was a venue upstairs in a pub where you could put a gig on. Now there's several venues around the city centre and further afield as well. And the accessibility has never been better. I think if someone who's from the age of maybe 15 to 20 can go to a venue with an idea and it'll be largely entertained, if not carried out and fulfilled. I think that's a massive improvement. Rehearsal space. There probably could be more rehearsal space, but we already have something amazing in the bunker, which has been there for years and years and years, and it's a bit of an institution. Studios, there's loads of studios. When I've been doing my research for Music City, I've found studios which I didn't know existed. There's several studios in Sunderland as well. So yeah, it's a much better place to be a musician than it was when I started. But we just need the people coming through to bring their friends and get involved and use these spaces, because they are there for you to use. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot better than it was then. We are in the northeast of England. There's obviously Newcastle, a little bit up the road. I think we're a very different city to Newcastle, and I think we are a different kind of people as well. So I never see Newcastle as competition. I think we are very much a different kind of city. We're all makers, we're Mackams, that's where the terminology comes from. We used to build ships and have coal mines. Now we are, we still working with our hands, but we're creating music. We've got amazingly talented artists around the city, and it's getting bigger and better all the time. We're going to have studios down by the river as well, world-class studios. We've got world-class venues now, and it just feels right now you can see Sunderland physically changing, and the culture is going to change along with that. I try not to think about it because it's quite scary when you put it like that, but no, the voice of the football club is the fans really, and the biggest football club outside of the Premier League, one of the biggest clubs in Europe in terms of potential, the fan base, the international reach, the most watched sports documentary ever on Netflix is about Sunderland AFC. You know, I'm very lucky. I speak to the players and I ask them what do they think of new players. What do they think of the facilities at the academy, and they say they've never been in better ones. And I ask them what's it like to play in the stadium at like when it's full, and they say they can't describe how loud it is. It's an amazing privilege to do those jobs with Sunderland AFC, and I'm a Sunderland fan, so it means a lot more.